thought it was a good performance from our team. Got to give them credit. Our game plan was to limit quality chances to their top forward, showing up top. And I thought we did that for the most of the game. I mean, there's no way you can keep her, it seems like, off the scoreboard. And when someone scores a goal from about 25 yards out, that's a tough one. But credit to her, she's done an amazing job this season. And I thought our team played well. I mean, again, one of the top teams in the league, and we created opportunities. Maybe a couple questionable handballs there. Could have gone either way. Doesn't go our way. We created our chances, and we have fate in our own hands so far. Still, so this is a tough one, just because I thought the team played well. They played with a lot of heart, and I thought they deserved more. But off to the next 2 games.
Marissa?
You have 2 games left before potentially 10 playoffs.
Yeah.
How do you feel about is this like every game's a playoffs game right now? Is that kind of the feel? Or how are you guys kind of like getting in that mentality where you need to pick up these points?
It is. I mean, every game is a playoff game for us right now. It's important. So, but with that, we have to try to find the right balance where it's this process that we continue to talk about and the way we're playing. It's a big difference from the first time we played Kansas City, right? So we're always looking at ways of improving, and I thought we did that quite well today. So it's just, it's a fine line, right? It's so close. It could have gone either way, but we've got to have, like as you said, that mentality now where it's just, okay, it is like a playoff game. So is it that little extra run in there? Is it just that you're getting inside the box, you're running through the goal just to put the ball in the back of the net, right? So it's just I'd love to have a little bit more of a killer instinct for us, and we're going to kind of drive that home and see if we can get it in the next couple games. And not to make any excuses, I mean, having Kundananji and Tess out as well, I mean, they're 2 players that have done really well for us all season long, and, but we'll have them back soon enough, and we get back to it.
Well,
you just mentioned Kundananji was outstanding. What did you think of Penelope and how she played stepping into the starting lineup?
That's exactly why we brought her in, because we knew she could have performances like this. She's an outstanding player of the match. I think that's what she received, but for us as a coaching staff, clearly player of the match. We knew it would also take time. Okay, it took a couple of weeks for her to kind of really get integrated and get a good feeling for what we're trying to do. And now she's playing with freedom, and what you saw today is what we've seen now in the last week of practice. So we're not surprised at all, because she's been arguably one of our best players out there. So really happy for her, and it's only going to get better.
all right, Michael, and then Doug.
All right, Coach. More a home game this week. How important is that home game going to be? And then, of course, if you do make the playoffs, you're probably going to be on the road, but this will be the last home game of this inaugural season. So how impactful will that be?
Very impactful. I mean, we should come out here, and I expect the team to play their hearts out, because it is our last home game. Put it on a good performance for our fans, but also for ourselves, because we've gotten to this point, which is, I think, pretty impressive. And I think we've got 2 wins under us here that we can go out and get. So incredibly important, because it's also our fans. I think our fans, I keep saying this, have been absolutely amazing and very supportive all season long. And if we can go out there and put everything together, as I always talk about it as well, play with that grit that we've shown throughout the season, be able to finish the way we've been able to do it in certain parts of the season, and then this defensive mindset that we've shown in the second half of the season. Not to go back to New York, but against Gotham, I thought we played 70 incredible minutes in a 4-minute span, 3 goals, but that doesn't define us. And this is why this performance goes a long ways as far as the staff looks at it, because we could have just put our heads down after playing Gotham and gone and come here against Kansas City, and we were good defensively. We were very solid, and just going back to that point, huge game against Carolina, because of the points and because it's the last game of the season. Last home game. It's not the last game of the season, that's for sure.
Doug?
Coach, you had a lot of possession today, the team, but that final pass just inconsistently to be lacking all game long. What do you think was the issue tonight?
Just a little bit of that well, we were talking about it as well. It's just you said it, that final pass, right? Hit too hard or too softly, and the runs. There's just a combination of things, and it actually was happening on both sides because they lacked a little bit of that as well. Because I mean, with the forward that they have top, and so I mean, when that happens, it's what I look at as it's. Are we getting those opportunities? Are we getting into the 18? Are we at least creating those chances? And that's the difference between getting some goals and not. But when we're that close, it's just like, hey, that's got to be a little bit better. And if it is, that's when the goals come.
Marissa?
Yeah, I mean, obviously Rachel and Tessa are out tonight, but you guys haven't scored more than one goal in games since August 30th. It's only happened twice since June. What do you think is missing? I mean, you mentioned like killer instinct a little bit, but is that specifically what you think is missing on offense, or what do you look at right now?
It's just a little bit more composure in front of the goal, and as we call it, clinical finishing, right? Because we've get ourselves in those opportunities and we just mishit it. It's just it comes down to a little bit also of the individual finishing and mentality, and that's why one of the most difficult things to do in the game is scoring goals. But what's missing is just kind of that instinct that I talked about, a mentality where, like, okay, now you got to just find a way to score.
We'll take a couple more in the room. We'll take Jeff and then Brian to wrap us into the...
I guess I'll talk about the attacking side. Is there a sense of concern about the attacking side? Just 2 goals in the last 4 matches, especially this time of year, when you kind of want the attacking side really getting after it, being a little better this time, minus.
So there could be concern, but I look at, again, are we creating opportunities, right? Well, you're going to Gotham, again, 9 Olympians, an incredible team, right? Tough to play away from home. Kansas City, one of the top teams in the league, went undefeated. I mean, for the first half of the season, they didn't lose a game, right? So the concern would be if we're not creating opportunities. The first half of the season, there were times that we weren't getting even in the box. Well, we are now, right? And so I'm not concerned about that. I'm concerned just of that quality of the finishing, just that final touch. But as long as we're getting there, we're putting ourselves in a game. I mean, I go back to these, could have been maybe 2 PKs. I have to go back and look at it. I thought, now of course I'm going to think they're handballs, but they were handballs. We've seen penalty kicks been given for less than that, right? But we're in that area of the field to create those opportunities, and that's something that was lacking, and it's just kind of been our evolution, and we're continuing to get better. And trust me, we've been working on just our finishing inside the box. But credit to the players because they're getting in there, and it's that final desire and belief to put the ball in the back of the net.
All right, one, Brian, because we got to get players in.
Okay, so middle of the season, the biggest issue with the team was it not getting into the box, but even a bigger issue was how many times you were taking the ball out of your own goal. How do you think this last half of the season you have grown and fixed some of those issues?
I mean, I think that's one of what we've improved the most outside of the Gotham game. Look at all the results and the teams that we were playing. So we're organized. We understand each other. We said it, same thing as I. It takes time. It takes time to understand how we're going to defend, who's going to defend, what space we're going to defend. Today we wanted them to have the ball a little further up the field, right? And then they kind of ran out of options, and then we did a good job with that. But they're understanding, they're buying into it, the players are, and that's what's improved the most. It's just our defensive organization and our commitment to defend and the taking pride in it. And we've put a lot of emphasis on that, and we're starting to see it. I mean, when you're a 1-0 game, it can go either way, as long as you're creating. Today, we created chances. It could have easily been a 2-2 game, maybe, or even a 3-3 game. But it's defensively, I'm really happy where we're at.
All right, perfect. We'll wrap on that. Thank you.
Glad. Offensive production hasn't really been there for you guys in the second half. We haven't scored more than 1 goal since that August 30th. What do you guys think is kind of going on there? What do you think has to turn around to get some more chances generated and put the ball in the net a little bit more?
I don't know. I think we're clicking, and our build-up play is really good, and I feel like we have really good chemistry, and it's just like that final piece of just getting in the box. And I mean, we work really hard in practice at finishing and stuff, and it just doesn't come in the game, and it's extremely frustrating. But I think it'll come, and it's just like a matter of time. So, and we're pretty confident that it will come. The confidence like isn't an issue. So, yeah, it is frustrating though. We, especially the forwards, like we all want to score and we want to help our team, and when we're not doing that, it feels like you're not doing your job.
Yeah, and I think we've been like right there. Like there have been a few games that could have been 3 goals, 4 goals, if we had put away some of the easier chances. And we talk about that and we look at that, but like P said, we're working on it in training every day, and it'll come when it matters most.
Doug and then Brian.
You guys had a chance tonight to really kind of open up a little bit of lead down that final spot. But how disappointing was it to not get a result tonight? I don't know, and give you a little bit of a cushion from the last couple of games.
Yeah, disappointing. It's so tight, and we know goal differential is not in our favor, and so we need to get the points where we can. But there's nothing we can do about the result tonight now, and it's in our hands. We got to win the next 2 games, hope for some results that go our way, and yeah, just see how the rest of the season goes.
Yeah, just focus on the next one, like Emily says. Just this one's behind us now. Can't control the loss, and just move forward to North Carolina.
So first half of the season was kind of getting to know each other, all that. Already talked to Coach a little bit about this. The goals against has actually gone down. I believe it was 1.25 goals per game lower than it was. That part seems to be fixed. How do you translate that feeling better on defense confidence into kind of being able to press forward and take more of those chances to then be able to now concentrate and try and put them away?
Yeah, I think it's a balance. I think we have really solidified our block defense. We're really difficult to play through. We get broken down mostly on set pieces in transition. I think it is a balance between making sure that our attacking players aren't playing too deeply, keeping them a little bit on edge, giving them the confidence to jump on the center backs, the opposite center backs if they can, and just keep the momentum forward. But yeah, I think the defense is the positive. The team defense, we've really solidified it. But yeah, I think patience in and around the box and converting our chances.
Well, Will and then Michael.
For Penelope, you've been coming in as a sub for most of the season since you've gotten here so far. How nice was it to get in the starting lineup and have, on an individual level, a very strong performance?
I think it's like the past couple of weeks I've been pretty frustrated. I've just wanted to, produce for the team and just really help the team. And, I've been going into games and like just trying my best, and I just feel like I haven't been clicking, which is just frustrating. And then this week at practice I felt really good. Felt like I was finally clicking past a couple of weeks, and then did get the chance to the start in today's game. It was just, I felt really relieved, and I was probably the most confident going into this game. And yeah, I think the girls around me also and the staff give me the confidence to be myself, which is just great because I put so much pressure on myself. So yeah, it's just great when everyone is just so supportive of me, and yeah, I just feel a lot of love.
Michael.
All right, so last home game next week, how big is it going to be for you ladies? And secondly, how much has it meant for you guys to be in this stadium and with the crowd and the community itself?
Yeah, it's huge. Like we said, we need to convert the next 6 points if we want it to stay in our control. But yeah, I think right from the start, the community, the support that we've gotten in PayPal Park has been exceeded all of our expectations. For an expansion team to have so much support and such support that comes over and over and over again, it's huge, and it's not like anywhere else. I don't know, I don't want to speak out of turn, but it is an amazing first year for an expansion team and the support, and we hope they come back next year. We will be here next year. But yeah, they mean as much to me as I hope we mean to them.
Any other questions? Doug?
Yeah. Just seemed the game plan to kind of be pretty tight and not let Lucy kind of attack. So you were kind of able to do that, but do you think having to play so tight and worry about their back might have affected your attack today at all, or?
I don't think so, honestly. I think when our goal was to just for them to go long and, you know, force them to play that long ball, and we had it covered majority of the time. And then once we got the ball, it was just a matter of just going forward and trying to break them down because a lot of them just fly forward. So just focusing on, like, the transition game, which we did, and we just focus on staying patient. So I don't think so. I think we had majority of the chances. So, yeah, I think, you know, we did a pretty good job.